Okay, I seem to be once again recording. There's no telling if it's kept the other stuff, although I think I've got it in the
Even if it didn't, it should be.
OBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may have split them into two separate videos.
Well, I started a whole new thing
Yeah.
for this part 2 thing here.
Oh, no, it
just in case.
definitely recorded it. Because you were streaming it live. Well, privately live. But yeah.
Let
Yeah,
me
it,
just check on something here. Please hold. Let's see.
Yeah.
What is today's date? It's
the 14th.
14th. Make a note. Rename. Keep this shit. Okay. I'll get rid of the R shit while I'm here because god damn it takes up a lot of space. But thank god I've got it. The other items are way too big to recycle. Would you like to just take a dump on them? Yes, I would. Okay. And sorry about the delay. Am I still on roll 20? Yay. Okay. Right. Last we left, the entire camp had been destroyed.
So, Twitch was trying to get food.
Yes, the guy does come in. He cooks food and stuff. You notice all the village people act a bit odd and suspicious and a bit paranoid. But you are used to being around Freddy, where people normally act a bit odd, suspicious, and paranoid.
Also, Logan, you said that the agents are starting to act a bit more normally now.
Yes, they're just going back. They're not staggering around drunkenly. They're just going around patrolling, and some of them just stand there like Secret Servicemen watching a dumpster all night in the rain type of pose, and just observing you guys or scanning around and stuff like that.
Okay. I would like to just try and ask one of them.
It just looks at you. It just looks at you.
It doesn't respond at all.
He just looks at you.
Would you be willing to help us move some stuff around with the building?
He just looks at you. See, I knew he was going to ask something fucked up like that
Yep.
as opposed to anything. He just looks at you, dude.
Alright, well, keep an eye out for Blue Mage. Let us know if you see him.
They go back to guarding the area, Freddy, rather than moving bricks for you.
Yeah.
Because they like to watch you suffer, Freddy.
Yeah, wasn't try. Anyway. So, did I see you rolled a 12 there? I don't know if that's
Cooking.
Oh, cooking. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to get some help cooking, and by God, you're eating good grub. Now, let me get back. The guys had supported the dude, and then he was jumped in on the cooking, so I went to that. So now I'm going to roll for Bert's big day to see if he eats through just the 60 gold extra, or if, they got to keep going. And the answer is, of course, yes, they get it done, and everything's great. They put on the sod as promised, and he goes, all right, I think we're ready to get taken home. You guys give me architecture or engineering to see if you are happy with the job that they did. They built stuff.
I'm gonna go and ask number 34 if he's happy with the job.
Number 34 looks no, but he doesn't know why.
Hey, here 34. I'd like to get a number, please.
And so would I, please.
Very well, he says. Both of you guys take a card for going and demanding numbers from him, which irritates him, but he will do it. Let's see here. Village. There it is. Let's see. PWYR. Why do you have such an unpronounceable name?
I pronounce it just fine, dude.
Yeah.
I call you Purell or Pure or whatever comes into my mind. I pretty much give up after the P and just move in from there. Um,
P works.
okay, cool. And let's see. Right, Purell is number 123. Mr. Wallace is number 124. You are forever linked in your numbering.
And also before we start packing up to leave, I want to call number 1 and inform him that the building has been repaired.
I'm going to play a card real quick.
Sure.
I'm going to get a check in essence.
Ooh.
Yes.
Let's see. Cool. No problem. Now, the weird thing, give me a memory roll, Freddie.
Memory roll.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you been in the village when the woman with no name was here?
She's been here lots of times.
Have you been here at the same time she was, like in her uniform thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. You remember that she was number 1.
Yeah.
How did her voice get so deep and masculine on the phone? Oh well. For the listening audience, that's a fumble on his memory roll. He goes, "Holy shit, she's number 1! Ah!" So that'll be something new
I'm
for you
going
to
to call
talk about.
her anyway.
Yeah. This is the woman with no name, says Freddie's mind, and then the voice says, "Yes." Freddie's like,
Calling to this is number 20. Calling to inform you that the building's been repaired.
Well done.
Is there anything else you need from us while we're here?
Negative.
Are you satisfied with the repairs?
Mildred, as you're now thinking of number 1, says, yes.
Very well, Mildred and a half. Okay. I go back to the others, and I look at Bert and I say, "Thank you very much for your help." And I ask him if everyone's ready to go back.
Well, they've got about 25 guys here.
Yes, it'll take us a couple days to take me a couple days to get everyone back.
They all wait to see if you actually are going to do it or if you're going to just say, "Oh, it's not working," and then they get very angry, and then they get very violent, and then Mr. Wallace yells at them, and then they get very resentful.
I go over to Bert, pull him to one side for 1 second. I say,
he doesn't like you touching him.
I just gesture for him to come over, and I say, it would be a good show of leadership if you stayed behind and allowed your people to go first to their families. They'll respect you for that.
He just looks at you like you just said, "I like to strangle kittens. Would you like to help me?" He gives you a look of utter contempt. He said, "You thought that I would go first and leave my people behind? What kind of monster do you take me for?"
I'm glad you're not one.
Everybody looks resentfully at Freddie as Bert's yelling at him.
Okay.
Somebody goes to Mr. Wallace. It's like they go up to him, sidle up to him, one of the workers. He goes, "You could stab Freddie and take his power."
Nah, good idea.
Here, take this, Mr. Wallace. He gives you a shiv. Then he sidles away.
Mr. Burt, please let me know who you would like to.
He selects 18 people.
I want one of those people to be the one that's a bit patent happy.
Well, the patent happy guy, now that you mention it, let me just check on. He is nowhere to be seen. Would you like to go look for him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's...
I checked the pattern.
All right, you guys go down to the pattern. Just in time to see him turn sideways, turn into a line, and disappear. He didn't make it far.
I did warn him. All right, I got back up.
Did you find him? Says,
Yes, he died.
Did you kill him? Everybody looks at
No.
you like...
He walked the pattern and didn't make it.
We did warn you that it would.
All right, that's fair. Can I get his body to take back?
No, it disappeared.
They all look really suspiciously at Freddy. He goes, all right, just see if you can take back these guys I've selected. They're all looking at him really suspiciously.
Very well, Mr.
Like, Freddy went downstairs and stabbed the shit out of the guy and then burned his body in an incinerator somewhere. That kind of suspicious.
All right, I take.
No, yeah, they people are like, okay. You're not sure what Freddy did to get such a reputation, but you're guessing that he probably was like the random anal entry man for a while, and so nobody trusts him anymore. Something. Anyway, then the next day, they're going to take through half the remaining people and all the animals. Bert's staying and waiting. By the way, while they're waiting, they're still doing touch-up, clean-up stuff, and all that kind of thing. And there's a long pause as everybody looks at Freddy like, what kind of game you playing, son?
I'm having problems. I'm sorry. I'll get you there tomorrow.
All right, you got one more try. Then we'll dance. You know, are these animals really important? No, I think we should all go through tomorrow if you can actually pull. Yeah, fuck the animals. All right. Except for old Betsy. Old Betsy can come with us. You know, the rest can live here. Okay. Next day, they all gather together and look at Freddy. All right. He's sweating as usual. Everybody gets through. You're all back. They've left some animals and stuff because they didn't trust Freddy anymore.
No, we had the animals there.
No. You took the remaining guys. There was
and the animals are just left behind?
Yeah, unless you want to start running them back through the next day.
Yeah, I can do that next day.
Sure, go ahead and give me a roll for the next day.
Before I do that, I want to go to Mr. Burt and get back the money that he owes me for finishing early.
Animals.
And what about the animals?
Well, we had to leave him because you seemed incapable of reliably opening a gate, and so we'd rather get the people back than the animals, and so we got to charge you for the animals plus the bonuses for rapid completion.
I'll get the animals back now.
They wait around for you to do that. And we got tomorrow to get them back, but after that we're getting dispatched.
I know they're going back. Done.
Okay. And right. He attempts to, he says, bring me your guy again. I want to have a talk with him.
Push. Mr. Burt wants to talk to you.
Yes, how can I facilitate this?
He puts his arm around your shoulders and walks away from Freddy with you while talking. He's like, the guys worked their asses off for this. And, Freddy's got more money than common sense anyway. He just spent it on, something like a new toy radio or something. I was wondering if we could get some or all of that 40 gold, or maybe even some extra gold on top of that, like another 100 as a bonus. What do you think?
I am reading his facial expressions.
Give me a empathy roll, and I'll tell you. You're thinking that he seems to believe that it would be good for morale, and you're starting to wonder. Give me a evidence analysis roll. Based on the evidence, you're starting to think, you don't know what to think about this. Maybe you should call in Mr. Wallace.
Exactly what did I get from my empathy?
He seems to think it'd be good for morale. And then he looks at you and goes, and I might not have as much trouble getting people to work for Freddy Firestarter again if he is to be open-handed and generous in his bonus. What do you think?
I think I will be happy to broach this subject with him.
You do that.
Okay.
You
Freddy,
go
they
over to
want to.
Freddy. He's sitting there fucking going, I'm getting my gold back.
Freddy, they want to bribe because they're mad at you.
Take a card. Wow, it's like the Chinese telephone game that's just gone off the fucking rails. I love it. You see, Bert looks over at him and goes,
You want to generate some goodwill here, man?
Sure. Done.
All right. Does that mean coins in hand?
You can keep the money that I gave him.
Okay.
you
Well,
walk back over to Bert. He goes, did he agree
I'm
to
gonna
the
go with
extra
him.
100 or 200 gold?
And don't put your luck. This guy's a maniac.
Ooh. He kind of looks over at Freddy like,
I'm just giving him the stink eye right now.
give me a intimidation roll for Stink Eye.
If only for you was actually intimidating.
If only you could actually roll.
Oh, okay.
He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, all right. Thank you, Freddy.
I just give him
He,
a slight nod and that's it.
he goes off and talks to his men, and they kind of like look at Freddy like, yeah, okay. And yeah, they take their animals and all your gold, and they fuck off.
All right.
Freddy's sitting there looking like somebody took a shit in his Cheerios.
Money, who cares? Well, good job, gentlemen.
Everybody
I'm proud
take
of
a
you.
refill as you've managed to get something done that nobody has managed to do for this whole season so far.
Yeah, all we had to do is just fucking go there and do it.
Yeah, there was not like big combat in this one and stuff. It was pretty much convincing people who hated Freddy to work with Freddy, and that's where you two came in really well. I even like Jeff trying to fucking convince him to, kill Freddy in his sleep and shit. That's cool.
Can you put us on the other page?
Yep.
So, we can discard.
So what are we doing here?
Refill your hand. Get rid of whatever you don't want. Okay. Refill your
Yeah,
hand.
discard your shitty cards, then fill back up to 4 just this one.
Did I keep contortions plus 20?
Nah, get rid of it.
He says that now. He's going to take you to sewers of disappointment, and then you'll get stuck in some
Ooh.
fucking tunnel.
Yeah. Well, I was keeping this one in particular for hoping they critted when they were finished, because I've got masterpiece.
I think they did crit, but it's only for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
If you were the foreman, then for you, that would have
Yeah.
been the shit.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Well, in that case, I can discard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, someday you may become a foreman.
honestly, I just get rid of everything we have.
I was kind of a foreman there for a while. I got a taste for it anyway. Yeah, okay.
Same
I'll
way
keep
that
that
Freddy
one.
has a taste for fire.
If I were you, I would get rid of it, but okay.
Get rid of what?
The bouncer.
The bouncer? Okay.
You want like really strong cards. Anytime you have a refill, it's like, yeah,
All right. This is your fault because I got rid of bouncer.
no, what will happen now? Oh, is that correct? Nah, you're fine. You're
He's
fine.
not in combat. That's why I call the Freddy card there, because that's a kind of a fuck you card.
Yeah,
Well, how about this?
what will happen now? What?
Big black plot dildo? Nice.
Another one? Come on.
Here we go.
Great.
Ah. Ha 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 ha. Oh my. Okay, some good stuff there. Let me go add 5 hero points to one of the bad guys real quick.
Yay. Notice I said bad guys, even though the card says of the GM's choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the good guys, it's always the bad guys.
Mm-hmm. Gosh. Oh, I know who to add it to. Oh, that's good. That's good. And evil. Mostly evil. Let's see.
Eh.
And where did I put it? There he is. There he is. Oh, who's Logan's friend? Yes. Tink. Okay, 5 more. Cool. All right, moving on.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your assistance. I'm honestly quite surprised that we managed to do that. We normally, anytime we have a plan to do something, there's always something that just makes it not work the way we wanted to. So I appreciate your assistance.
You're welcome.
Ah,
One of the things I've noticed about Wish and myself, we're both the kind of people that like to get things done. And I think from the sounds of what's going on around here, you guys need more people like us.
if only I can give you everything I know, and then I never have to be a leader again.
Hey, after a couple of years, I may have the same level of nihilism as other players.
Yeah, nah, it'll be a couple months.
Mhm.
I have the most nihilistic players ever. Ever. It's like, I just come on. Look, I've got the pistol in my head. I'm just going to shoot it. Come on, come on. Okay. Nair's like,
Okay.
do it.
And yet, surprisingly, well, anyway.
Yeah. So, what would you
But
guys
the
like
other
to do?
thing that I was kind of wanting to do was to go back to Burlington and see if we can go and explore the other layers the way that
Hmm.
Joshua McKay did. He finally explained to me how he managed to
Ooh.
get to them. It would involve us. In fact, let me just show you what he told me so that I don't say something wrong by accident. Freddy begins fiddling with his little bracelet, trying to show them this.
A new car.
Right, this.
Is something supposed to happen now?
This feels anticlimactic.
Totally. And who do you blame when there's anticlimactic stuff going on?
The last post in that thread is what Joshua McKay did.
That is tiny fucking type.
Yeah, this is even it'll get bigger.
Okay, so is there any sequence at all, or is this just a list?
No, go to the last post.
Go to the last post. Yeah.
It's
What do you mean?
how did you get the briefcase?
Yeah. Yeah,
That one,
read that. Yeah, read that a little bit.
Could somebody read out loud because it makes better radio?
Okay. So I asked Joshua McKay how he retrieved the briefcase which took them to the furry Burlington, and his response was, explored Barty Ranch to familiarize ourselves with it, such as the buildings and house layout. Left, then Colburn, jury-rigged together some ghillie suits, which we then used to stealth in and survey their patterns. Stayed there watching half a day, all night. Determined the briefcase is likely our target. When the zone reset, we woke up in Western bed and breakfast, assuming because they were in the Barty property. Decided due to how Western Barty goes on high alert in the evening, to stealth in during the day. They gathered some netting, fishing line, hessian sacks, etc., to assist in making new ghillie suits. Coleman put them together, and then we stealthed into the house and up to the study, took the briefcase, went to another room, and picked the lock open. As mentioned in the previous post, try getting the briefcase in 1950s and take it to Western, as it may be easier to obtain and may do the trick. This is what I would like us to attempt.
Dun, 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 dun,
So
dun.
rather than going to the Old West, go to the 1950s version, see if we can get the briefcase from there.
Okie dokie.
Sound good?
Okay.
Great. Logan,
Hmm?
I still have a trump of the Old West back of the stables.
Give me a
Is that-
luck roll at a quarter to see if that shit works, because the trumps feel very slippery and easy to break in Burlington. Adequate.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
fuck you and your luck. All right, so yeah, nobody else is able to pull that shit off except Freddy. He's like, I'm the trump master. Look at my luck. Okay, fine.
Yes,
It
we
works
know
for
that.
you and nobody else. I see how this goes. Everybody else is like, well, at a quarter, that's an impossible roll. And you're like, I rolled a 30. So, fine. He takes you guys over to you guys step through the trump and you're in a clearing with a non-glowing hitching post in the center of it.
No.
No?
Back of the stables on Main Street.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you're in the back of the stables on Main Street. Cool.
Okay. So in order for us to get back to 1950s, we need to go and sleep in a windmill, which is a bit further south of here.
The look on Jeff's face, like, we have to go sleep in a windmill. Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
That will transport us back to 1950s. Now, while we're here, would you guys like to do a bit of exploration? Since I know you haven't really checked out the Old West Burlington too much.
Yeah,
Or
we
do
haven't
you-
done it at all.
Or do you just want to cut straight to what we need to do? It's totally up to you.
Well, I was gonna say if yeah, either way is good with me. They will be able to totally getting to Old West Burlington, as you know, is very, very easy, even for the new folk and stuff. So
Yeah.
either way, because just so you guys know, I've got one group who is just doing Burlington. They've spent 2 full sessions and we're interested in it and very happy to do it. And they're not done with Main Street yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike Freddie, who says, I've explored it, now he says, I kind of explored it, because he's realized that he scratched the surface is what he really meant.
Yeah. Usually the people I'm with aren't that interested in probing the very inner workings.
Oh, they're
Oh,
doing
me.
experiments, Freddie. They're
Yeah.
fucking doing experiments
Oh, yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, I would love to do that, but it depends who I'm with. So, yeah.
Well,
What would
if you need to get this briefcase, why don't we do that first? And if we have any time left over, we can then go and explore.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's go get some horses, and I'll take you over to the windmill so we can go rest there.
What do we need horses for?
Because the windmill's a bit far away on foot. Unless you want to walk for several hours. I don't mind, but, you know.
Right. Well, I'm not exactly good at horseback riding.
And this is the best time to learn.
Oh, I thought that I haven't learned before. I've been on horseback several times. Problem is, the last time I was on a horseback was when I was 19. I'm 53 now. Yeah.
You're going to find that age is just a number in this world that we're in.
Yeah, but in my mind, it's been, what was that, 34 years since I've been on a horse?
Your mind is more than it was before.
Right. Well, let's see how this works. Good. Get me a horse then.
Okay.
You guys head over to the
I
around
put
the
my
corner.
sign on, by the way.
All right, he pulls out a sign. Can you read what the sign says? It looks like a homemade sign by somebody who did it in paint and then dropped it in the dirt and then picked it up and the dirt was still partially on the paint. And it says,
Moo cow, free milk on Monday.
Yep.
he puts that on over his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we'll go get some horses.
No problem. You guys go around the corner over to the stable and they have horses. And Freddie's like, we need horses and tackle. And the guy's like, are you staying over to bed and breakfast? Would you like me to go to that? And Freddie goes,
Yes, please.
and they get 3 horses saddled up for you guys. And the guy goes, well, good luck.
I attempt to make friends with my horse.
All right. Give me your animal handling horse.
Who's a good horsey?
Apparently, it's a good horsey. Yeah, take a +5 to your riding skill, Freddie. Anybody else want to make nice with their horse or just like punch it?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Just punch it in the head and let it go.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay. He comes over and flicks it in between the eyes a couple times. I'm getting on the back now. The horse just looks at him like,
All right.
yeah. Marcus irritates his horse a bit, but not quite bad enough. Right. I know what's going on with Freddie, and are you guys getting on your horses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will if mine will still let me after that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can get on it. Go ahead and give me your horseback riding skill.
It's small primitive land, by the way.
Yeah, small primitive land. Mm-hmm.
As we go, what direction?
Right. Here's what happens. Your guys' horses like rear up and stuff, and you're like, god damn it, I can't control this thing. His horse runs off with him on it, going.
I was going to say, what direction is the windmill that we're supposed to be going?
I'll tell you what. Give me a luck roll, and you're heading in the correct direction because you're
I wasn't
sure.
even worried about that. I was just going to say, the windmill's one direction. We're riding off into the sunset.
There you go. Yep.
Whose horse ran off? Mine?
Mr. Wallace, his horse has places to go.
All right. Well, let me get my luck roll to see if it's the places I want to go.
All right. Your horses don't appear to want to go anywhere. The guy stands outside the table. Got it. I know exactly where your horse is going. Right. His horse heads off west in the direction of the setting sun.
Mm.
There it goes.
Okay, if I can, I will ride after Freddie.
Yeah, you're having, right. Mr. Wallace, you're having a lot of trouble controlling your horse. It just seems completely out of control with your failed.
I get off my
Pull
horse.
back on the reins hard.
No problem. This seems to infuriate the horse.
I get off the horse.
Give me okay.
Come back to the stable and ask when you won.
All right. He's doing that also. Give me a new riding horse roll there, Mr. Wallace, as your horse is thundering off to somewhere else. Your horse is seeking out a new life elsewhere. Yep. It slows down a bit, and then it kind of just like that, and it just keeps fucking going. It appears to have a fucking mission in mind.
When I get my new horse, I'm gonna ask to get a second one tied to my one, so I can lead it after Mr. Wallace.
Why, you don't know how to ride anyway?
That one was having a bad day.
All right, sure. Both of you two, P and Freddie, go ahead and give me new riding rolls as he switches out the horses. Maybe he just got some bad-tempered ones. Who knows? So new ride. Yeah, small primitive land from. Right, Freddie, your horse just fucking goes over and it does the thing where it scrapes its body along the building to try to crush your leg. Pete, meanwhile, is like just sitting there on his horse and it's like doing the kind of sideways canter thing. Right, Freddie, it goes over and it bucks and it throws you through a window and you hear ah. Right. Let me see how much damage the horse does to you real quick here.
-3 bumps, by the way.
Oh, that's much better. Freddy takes 2 real, 2 stun. You're laying on a table and in the saloon.
I take no damage here because 3 temp hit points.
Ah, so you take one stun.
No, it rounds down. Half done.
Oh, carry on. Right. You're on a table and there's some guys playing cards and one of them looks at the other one and goes, "You can't bet a whole person." The other guy's like, "Can too."
Get off the table.
Hey, where's your bet going?
I grab a drink from just a random one, take a sip, get out, leave.
No problem. Your horse is like wandering.
I'm just gonna go join Push and ask him, "Hey, do you mind if I ride with you?"
Is that going to work? Freddy's kind of big, isn't he?
And he's wearing big fucking cow armor, and if he suddenly looks over at one direction or the other, you're gonna get a horn in the side of your head.
Isn't there still another horse here? Didn't you want to?
Oh yeah,
the one that threw him off, it's got another horse that is leading, and they're going off to start a new life.
All right, I guess we're walking.
I'll hit the table master up for, make sure this one's docile, please. I'm going to be leading it.
Well, right now you're on a horse, and everything's going fine. Freddy is like just kind of clip-clopping along next to you, and you guys are on the quest for Mr. Wallace.
Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Wallace, give me a luck roll. I'm just curious as to what kind of situation you've ended up in.
Just a horse. Okay.
All right. You just find him standing on the side of the road, looking around, wondering why the horse left him here, looking irritated. It just fucking dropped you off and ran off, and you're like, eh.
All right, gentlemen, forget I said anything. We're walking.
You see P is on top of his horse still, like, I don't have to fucking walk. I have got the horse for this. Look at the horse.
Yes. Mr.
Easily.
Push, you can ride your horse, but I think we're gonna walk. Follow me.
Well, actually, you could stick the other guy on the back of his horse, and then you could try to run in your fucking high-heel cow booties.
Oh yeah, sure. Yes. I will attempt to keep up with them.
Give me a long-distance running, Freddy.
Yeah.
Because he's got, like, magic boots that actually allow him to go slightly faster. We'll see if this... Holy shit. All right, you guys... And he goes, "Murr, murr," and the horse keeps looking back like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's like some weird
We're now
two-legged cow.
being real cowboys right here.
You guys keep passing people who keep squinting at Freddy, and you can tell which ones can and cannot read. So, eventually... You guys head down East Main Street.
Yeah, I have the map if you want me to guide you. Or
Well, I'm trying to let them know where it is so that they can find it again someday. East Main Street, and then he turns off on Elm Street. And from Elm Street, he goes into an old neighborhood with the... new neighborhood. Big field. Only a couple of homes built. Takes you down a small natural footpath. And then you see this windmill.
we're not on the map.
I know I've got to find the windmill. Do you have any idea how many pictures I have for you guys?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's a lot.
Also, I have... Once we get there, I'm going to show them the actual map. So there you are, both of you, if you ever need to reference it. There you are.
Okay, here's the exterior of the windmill, and with the exception of the graffiti, a weird symbol inside the windmill. But let me tell you more about the windmill. The pictures are in... Hold on, let me do the click thing. I didn't... There we go.
There we are.
There you go. There's the windmill and stuff. Oh, and you guys can make architecture rolls if you'd like.
I can't since I've already done it.
Mm. It's a windmill, says Mr. Wallace.
Looks like one of the ones in Holland.
Did
By
he
the way-
make his architecture?
For that image, by the way, if you want to zoom in, just click on the image. It'll make everything a lot bigger.
You also believe it to be a windmill. You guys are confident in this analysis. Now, the furniture within the windmill is very, very simple. There's a table, and at the table, lined up on the same side, they're all on the same side, there are 3 chairs. There's also over there 3 beds. In the cabinet are 3 bowls, 3 spoons, and 3 cups. At the end of each bed are 3 foot lockers.
Are all of these all of these the same size?
Yeah, big.
So not Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear.
Well,
Okay.
now that you pointed out, one of the chairs is too hard. One of the chairs is too soft, but the third chair, that matches up with your ass just right. Yeah. Now you're worried.
Especially for wearing our assless chaps.
That could be it. And also dealing with the fucking beds. Yes, one is too hard, one is too soft. And the weird symbol thing is in a discrete place in the windmill.
I pointed out to them.
It's less discreet now.
No, I don't know what it is. Yes, I've seen it before. No, I don't remember where I've seen it. No, I don't know what it means.
You guys just look at. See, this is why they need the problem solvers and shit. Because he's like, seen it. It's significant. It's here again. Nobody knows. He says, you guys are like.
I shall examine it closely.
It doesn't
Yes,
do
I-
anything. It's just a interesting symbol that's been painted in yellow paint on a blue background.
I think someone said it was like the Celtic leaf or some bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Celtic knot of some kind. I believe it is something to do with like a continuous knot, maybe. Trying to remember.
It was on a Zeppelin album, maybe.
Yeah, it was on that too. Yeah.
There you go.
Where were you when I needed you all the time?
Are you saying you need them all the time?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I make an occult roll for it?
Certainly.
See if I remember anything. Nope.
It's some sort of a cult. It's supposed to be good for you.
Yeah. It's on a Zeppelin album.
There you go. How that mystery's been solved.
All right. So not much else for us to do, but I guess we can just wander around and oh, while we're here, well, since we have some time to kill until the morning.
Oh, give me an animal handling horse real quick there, P.
Oh.
It shows the horse's head lashed to the fucking thing. You're like, I don't know what to do with it, but it's not getting away now. He says, failing by more than 50. Right? The horse struggles occasionally.
I would do that with my writing skill.
With your writing skill, it tells you how to deal with once somebody else has saddled it and shit. You obviously came from some sort of background where you had servants that would saddle the horse, take care of the horse, do all that other horse shit. Your writing skill is ass on horse and maybe doing some jumps and shit like that. But for some reason you can't figure out, there was no servant to hand the reins to, which strikes you as really letting the side down. Apparently you had some sort of aristocratic horse training in the past. And so you have absolutely no idea. Does the horse eat? Does it exist when your ass is not on it? You are unsure because servants are... So this place has no servants and it concerns you.
Since we have some time to kill, would anybody like to learn any abilities or spells that they want to use.
I'm sure you can come up with lots of things that I could use. I didn't figure out even when you tried to teach me Trump, I failed that.
Oh, I can try and teach you again if you'd like.
Yep,
I believe,
you would,
yeah,
please.
P already has the Trump, but yeah, you can try to teach one thing per day per person, but Trump is a really good thing to fucking learn, as it's the ultimate power of the universe, condensed
Sure.
into handy playing cards.
Mr. Wallace, do you have a Trump of yourself already? I believe I made one for you and gave it to you.
Yes, I believe you did.
Okay, so I'm going to make a Trump of Push.
I have one.
Oh, you have one. Oh,
Yes.
You could make one of Fish to give to Mr. Wallace, or vice versa.
yeah. Who would like a Trump of the other person?
Sure.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
I'll make one of Push to give to Mr. Wallace.
Yeah. By the way, keep careful track of any of your Trumps, because if you go, I thought I had a Trump, but it's not written down, obviously it's gone.
Yeah. So first is the painting roll. Let me just... Yeah.
He paints like a fucking boss. He sets up his little card thing on his little card stand and stuff. It's like a canvas stand, but it's the size of a playing card. He's like, oh, he put a lot of Trumps.
There's the Trump. Does anyone have any skill plus cards before I roll the teaching roll? Because this is the roll that needs to be made.
Mm-hmm.
One moment while I check. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I have a plus 15.
if you don't mind, I could use it on this roll.
Yep, I got a +5, so.
It won't help. But instead of trading him the 15, because you only play one card per action thing, just discard the plus 15 and then he'll give you a card. That way it saves trying to trade multiple things. Because
Sure.
roll 20 goes, do what?
It's on the table.
Okay,
Cool.
that's fine. You can have... You seem to know your way around stuff. So yeah, you can have this card.
They both seem a bit freakishly competent for new people, especially comparing them to your normally shitty dice rolls, Freddie.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go.
All right. Congratulations. You pick up a new skill, or not, well, kind of skill, ability. You pick up a new ability. I will now copy paste the longest shit you've ever seen into Roll20. Prepare to copy paste it onto your sheet. Freddie can tell you where a good place is, because I don't know.
Did I also get this?
You already have it from before.
Yeah, I thought you already learned this.
Did you learn it or no? Do you have basic Trump
Yes,
matrix?
I do have the basic.
Right.
And you,
I say, when you taught us both, he made it, I didn't, so.
Here you go, Jeff.
All right.
Do you know where to put it, or do you need me to help you?
I'll need help with it.
Okay. So, go to your character sheet. At the very top, click on abilities,
Okay.
and anywhere in the... So you should have one category for pattern already.
Yep. Mhm.
Make a new one for Trump. Just type in Trump. And click the little checkbox to unfold it if it's not already unfolded.
Okay.
Then click Add. Type in Create Basic Trump for the name. And then in the description, just copy that entire thing that Logan gave you and paste it.
Okay.
Now, while this is going on, can I get painting practice in?
No. Well, actually, you just paint like a scene or something, but for skill whoring, that's where all the stuff takes place, like painting practice and stuff like that. But I will allow you to do a painting roll just of whatever bullshit around, because Freddie's taking a while to paint shit and teach him shit. So yeah, go ahead and do it. Try for a painting roll.
Yeah, I want to paint the windmill.
Yeah, he paints a very cock-like windmill with like these 4 things coming out of it. So there you
Okay.
go. Cool.
Do I get a check mark in this, or do I actually have to use it to get a
Skill
check mark?
whoring. Skill whoring.
Yeah.
All trumps are created during skill whoring time.
Unless you're teaching someone.
Unless
But
you're teaching somebody. So that is the best way to get a fucking check in that shit is teaching it to other people who don't know it. So
So don't forget
seek
you
them
also
out
have-
and make them learn.
Don't forget you also have a trump of push now. Just add that to your inventory.
Mhm.
You have his trump.
Yeah, keep super close track of your trumps. You will like them later.
Also, while we're here, I've been meaning to try something. I would like to pull out my own trump, and I want to call myself.
It doesn't work. The look on his face, like.
The reason I did that is because I'm not actually here. The real me is somewhere else, so, Okay.
Okay. You guys get a good night's sleep here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they need it after all carting all those bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, you guys wake up here the next day. I'm not sure who got the bed that was too soft or the bed that was too hard, but pretty sure that Pete managed to take the bed that was just right because he was testing that shit ahead of time. You guys were worried about like some little girl breaking in and fucking setting you guys up and then, having to murder her or something and, all that. So, but it didn't happen. It's a calm evening.
Okay. Guess we'll wake up and go to the bed and breakfast to get some food. Walk our asses over there.
All right. Yeah, the horse has been stolen, apparently, even though you lashed its head super well to that fucking pole to keep it from getting out. Apparently, somebody came and stole it or something. Anyway, so he takes you back through the natural footpath. Now, you notice that what used to be like a big field thing, with only a couple homes on it, now seems to be an old neighborhood. And from there, he walks you up to on Elm Street where there's all these old homes and stuff like, and then he takes you back on East Main Street. This is taking like an hour and a half. And from there, he takes you back to Main Street, which is all done up in the 1950s stuff as instead of the Old West. And it's got all the old style cars and things like that on it. And it does have something that Freddie stops and he looks over in front of the bed and breakfast and he goes, Freddie, give me a memory roll. Your brain's screaming at you, something's changed, Freddie. Something's changed. Watch it, because change bothers
Happy
Freddie.
Friday.
Take a
All
card.
right, I made a memory roll.
The police car is missing.
Oh, the one that was shadow walked here from Chicago.
Uh-huh. And you know it's got to be in this fucking zone somewhere because you can't get it out of this zone because it's too fucking
I'm pretty
small.
sure like Wrestling and then probably took it somewhere. So
Yeah, but where and why, or was it even them?
nah,
You haven't even heard from Wrestling in a long time.
nah, unless I bother him, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I
Alright,
just want to let you know.
I blah this to the other two, since they've seen the car before as well.
I
I
wasn't
was here
sure
with
if they'd
them
seen
when
it
it
or
was-
not.
Yeah, I was here with them when we saw it.
Sorry, my bad. Yes, you guys also noticed this. If you want to do memory rolls, if you need to check in it, please feel free to do so.
I better put a check in it if I can, because otherwise I'll forget.
Pick a card.
By the way, there's the map for this zone if you need a reference.
You guys, P is like, there's never been any police car here. What are you babbling about? Shows him like riding around in the back of it. Do you boys like Mexico? And then he's like forgetting about it. And he's like, no, that's a lot of drugs.
A lot of times I would consider holding on to this card, but I think I'm going to play this one right now.
Okay.
It's called I Can Drive That Tanker.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I'm going to put plus 10 into my, what was it, tiny primitive, small primitive land, my horseback riding.
That's probably a good thing. See, you being in the Old
That's
West,
kind of what
did
I'm
you good.
thinking.
That's amazing how often horseback riding comes
Never
up.
hold on to permanent skill plus cards.
Yeah,
Play them
Yeah, I
immediately.
figured that out. Yep.
yeah. All right. So you guys head over. Where are you going to on Main Street?
Bed and breakfast, get some food.
You guys walk in. Hi, will you be staying tonight?
Yes, please.
Happy Friday. Would you like some breakfast?
Yes, please.
All right. Eugene, we have guests. Oh, that's nice. Happy Friday. My name's Eugene, and this is Doris. We're the cooks.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Nice to meet you.
They look pleased, and they put out breakfast and stuff like that.
I'd like to get some, as they put it down, I'm going to make it. I'd like to get some, and then they put down the bacon and eggs.
They look super happy that they have everything you wanted. Oh, that's nice. You guys
Now,
eat
this
it.
is a happy Friday indeed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your bed was just a bit too soft, so you're kind of working out the kinks, and Freddie he was biting on his hook all night. It's weird watching him just
I'm not
biting his
sleeping
hook.
hook on.
Oh,
That would be dangerous.
right. Watching him dig his hook out of his gear and then lay there asleep biting on it and then put it back into his gear and then he woke up later is just disturbing. So
I have a question I didn't bother to ask earlier. Does Freddie have his other hand back yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We grew it back together. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. It hadn't grown back. I hadn't seen it actually grow. So
No, it grew back. What?
did it grow back instantly?
Yeah, it took a few seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought it took a while.
That is
Okay.
not the impression I had. Okay.
yeah, Freddie's
No.
constantly losing limbs and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I have my hand back. I
Okay.
would have mentioned
Good.
it.
I'll put the bone saw away then.
Freddie's lost so many hands he could start his own Hand of Glory factory. I mean, he's nuts.
Yeah, I'll be providing plenty of jobs for
Well,
hands.
he's just one of those hands-off kind of guys.
Oh. You guys sit there and rib on Freddie over breakfast and such. You feel better about life.
All right, gentlemen.
And ladies, says Eugene.
Hmm.
I don't judge Eugene. I look at him.
He looks confused. So, do you guys bowl? Are you in the bowling league?
Sometimes.
Great. What's your team name?
The hook. You pointed.
He says. That's a great name.
Yes. Mr. Wallace is a very creative individual.
And a
Wow.
lousy bowler.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody starts somewhere.
you're so humble, Mr. Wallace.
I keep Woody Harrelson's picture keeps popping into my mind.
They don't know who that is,
Yeah.
but they're like, oh, that's nice. I have a friend named Woody. He just looks at her and he's like, do you? Oh, I did not know.